Hey, and welcome back. All right, took my break as I said. Might have been a little longer than what I had said, but let's continue. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there's anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need to ask. The wild roses? I see. You speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? And you are certain that Menphilia was among those taken by the Garleans. Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Menphilia's. I have known her since she was a child. Well, I do recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquess, would you come here for a moment? Yes, father. If you require assistance, pray speak to Marquess. He's a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain Marquess is a survivor of the Battle of Cartier. Also, his experience took a terrible toll on his mind. We had not taken him into our care, he would certainly have perished in the desert. Marquess. Yes, father. Death begets death, especially in those places where privation is the sovereign. A corpse left unburied is a rich field to Biocan, where you may sow pestilence and water it with miasma. Nowhere is the rule of privation so apparent as in Lost Hope. A man may die upon the roadside there and go unclaimed. For no ties bind these unhappy folk together among the common misfortune, their homeland are no more. But as long as they live, some hope remains, and so we must thwart pestilence ere it begins. Will you deliver this repellent to Denisar? Excuse me, Draco. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken herald, which was found in the pocket a man brought here for burial. There's something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask you to journey to Camp Drybone in my steed and obtain a ball-point chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They're often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they'd be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Where's the turnip head? You've already waited for hours for my cousin, and he still dallies. Dolls knows where he is ever late. I do not understand why he cannot simply depart early. Still, I confess, I found fond of the fool. I would go look for him, but his route winds close to Helatite training grounds. And they say 'tis a romp of beasts there, beasts of the most dangerous kind. You are an adventurer. Surely this sort of thing that, oh, I do not know, makes your blood sing, heart boil, and some pipple. Will you look for my feckless cousin? Psst, you that wonder working adventurer, you can work some for me today. See, the father asked me to mend this vestment, but look, both the weft and the weave's gone. There and there. I'll need more cloth than I have. There's a merchant at Blackbrush Station right now. He'll give you what I need. Hurry on, off to Central Thalion you go. The sun has shone upon the terrible sight today. One of the bereaved wished to place upon the grave of his beloved a sprig of Essex lavender. He strayed far for the flower in spans of these parts and was grievously wounded by fiends. Grief makes us all slow in wits and limb. I fear that these attackers will not cease until the creatures are gone. I pray you banish the foul things. They were last seen to the east near the remains of the Gooby. A bullpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nosed pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Those balls, I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you, huh? Ouch. I need the map. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not working. My jaded scalp turns his nose up at the purple potation. You're the trusty adventurer Draco. I need you to fetch something with all haste. Time is short and the comb is a cruel mistress. Long have I feared the day would come, but I am ready. The purple tonic is dead. Long live the Snurple tonic. You know where to get Snurple blood, don't you? Snurples, you say? Wrong. You get Snurple blood from Gold Fleece. Don't think about it. Just go to the Burning Well and kill 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Price saw those rather nasty brutes coming and thought, well, nothing much really beyond. They really should take old Hallertau down. The place has absolutely gone to pot. Oh, look at the time. Mustn't keep the burial waiting too much longer. I suppose my cousin Fondrick, she's overtight corset, is none too pleased. Oh, thank you. He's absolutely incorrigible. But to think we might have had to bury him as well. Then again, that's one burial he wouldn't have been late for. There's a thought. When the calamity struck, it sundered life everywhere. And not only among our races, look around and you'll see how things have fallen apart. Feet, claws, roots all have been torn from the earth they were planted on. The dead Gabu was a child of Corinthus. The calamity shattered its native mountains, and it fled before the destruction as a caravan flies before a sandstorm. Years it wandered, we found it dying and received its memories. It had gathered seeds from every land it passed through, and they flower upon its corpse, a living map of its loss and exile. North to south, mountains to desert, cloudberry to shooting stars, merry bells and cliff roses, Aztec lavender from lower Thanalan, even roselles from Bloodshore. To wander is a dream and a nightmare. Adventurers such as yourself must know it better than I, but imagine there are days when the flame of the adventure gutters and you feel yourself as to be as bereft as those lost hope, and upon us no flowers grow. So generous is Father Iliad to so many, he feeds, clothes, and physics them tirelessly, yet he has none to do for him what he does for others. I would show him my appreciation with a special gift, but sadly, my meager purse is not enough. Will you speak to the other brothers and sisters to see whether they too feel as I do? I have made arrangements with Ermengarde, who runs a concern at Camp Drybone. If you are successful in raising funds, will you deliver the guild to her? Be silent and take my guild. Pray forgive my outburst, good sir. It's only that I owe Father Illid my life and an opportunity to give him something, no matter how small, sets my spirit afire. You brought the tools I requested? Hmm, something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. It was her not, though I repaired the device easily. The sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating that clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Draco. This was a mistake. Please give the hair lug to Sister Alune. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Good evening, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen queer device. You say that measures the passing of time? Mayhap there are common in Ganymede. I'm given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technology. Marquez said that it belonged to the deceased? Oh dear. You don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy. It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Tribal. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I recognize you now, Draco. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those lives lost in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. A gift for Father Lind? Of course. It does not take thought to see the good in him. It warms my heart that Brother Varian will go to such trouble. Thank you both for your efforts. Greetings, Draco. Brother Varian said you might be coming by. A gift for Father and Loon, he said. The good father must be a man such beloved for the weight of these sacks. I have given this matter much thought. The consignment of high-quality spices arrived just this day. Mayhap cinnamon cookies with soup. I've received many a kind word from my customers about my cookies, if I may say so. I've also observed the good father linger at my store whenever a fresh batch was to be smelt coming out of the oven. But the only times he spent his skill on cookies and cakes was for children of lost hope. Blackbrush. Welcome, viewer. I hope you enjoy. And if there's something I could do to help you enjoy some more, please let me know. I am here for the people as much as the game. Came from Deja, did you? I was wondering where she'd gone to. Stopped by her shop the other day. She was going to offer a cup of tea. She missed a nice one, an amber tip from Curran. Her usual, I'm assuming. The tattered linen, yes, sir. Now, don't go and misapprehend. It's nice and soft. So she pulls out the threads and reweaves what she's mending. Here you go. go up there yet, so it's back to where we came from. And gone we are. Like go teleport. There you are. Did you get what I need? Much appreciate it, Adventure. Now you'll see how nimble these fingers are. The father needs us right soon, he said, going out on some priestly business. This is piece pie compared to the last order, though. Excuse the salty talk. 'Twas big as a house and burnt as slaughtering supper. Father Iliad brought it, but it looked to be for the lich keeper fellow. Evening to you, Draco. What brings you to this place? What? How? Cinnamon cookies? By Thal? A gift, you say? From brother Barry and brother Esmer and sisters Zazaru? How kind they are! I can tell you there is no need, but our order teaches us to see a need despite the needy's disavowals. I shall thank them from my heart. I had a son, and though his happy marriage a daughter, well matched they were and well met. Their house smelt of good things like this, and there was always an open peg for my cloak and a tall glass of mint tea. When they died, I was Father Iliad pleased? Oh, that is good, and I do believe it does his heart good to give words of his sorrows. That is what we tell bereaved in lynch yards, that grief must be both shrieked and spoken. I had heard the father Iliad had suffered great loss in the calamity, yet his heart grows as large as a palace, and scores dwell there in the haven he makes of it. Would that some day I'm half the man he is. All right. Before we go back to the Waking Sands, we can go over here and do the trusses. And then we can get to Blackbrush and do the Plague by Indecision, and then to the Waking Sands. Think that sounds like a good plan? And we're going to get there a little bit quicker. You know, about quartz goblins? Didn't expect you to. They're only found in the most dangerous reaches of Sun Island. Type of goblin they are, just kind of crunchier. Ah, yes, they eat crystals, you know. And round these parts, there's a king's feast to be had. Makes the goblins grow pure, clear crystal right in their bodies. Think you can get me some for me? Alright, so you want your crystals. We'll do that while we're looking for the golden fleeces. Three of the golden fleeces. Four of the golden fleeces. There's the five golden fleeces. But we need to go this way so that we can take down the quartz. Oh, the Mirror Knight's not scared of us. That's fine, we'll teach him. Three of the goblins to go. Two more to go. One more. Whoa. That was not nice. Nor was it fun. We almost had that one gone, too. Whatever that huge beast was. I didn't get a name for its ticket. Good hunting, Bag. Any clear cards there? Them's what I was after, clear as God's water, no offense intended. And a ring like a bell. The calamities changed a lot of things round here. That's true enough, but it's still a treasure trove. You can ask for much more as a miner. Is this the end? I thought we'd always have each other. My hair and I. Snipper blood! Use her, our lifesaver. Now for the tonic. Uncork the sea pickles, mind the fool, and whittle of this place. A pizzle of that and there. Don't stand on ceremony. Tick tock, tick tock. Put your back into it and work my skill. Ah, feel that? My precious stresses, Papa's coming to save you. Once again, I'm in your debt. Now that we know each other better, I can reveal the truth. This hair keeps me alive. I feel a great enervation of spirit whenever a strand is left on my comb. Surely that is proof enough. Uki, I think he's losing his mind. Alright, so now we said we'd do those. Then we do the plague by indecision. What business do you have here, stranger? Oh, you come from the Church of Saint Adam Ladama? Ah, the vial can repellent. The good father told me last moon of this plan. He is a man that keeps his word, and 'twas kind of him to have it deliver it. Did he tell you where and how these are to be used? I fear I have little knowledge of alchemy. Thank you, stranger. This place might seem wretched to you, and none here would deny it. But last year it had the look of a charnel house. So fiercely did the pestilence rage. Tell Father Illid we owe him a debt of life. I confess, though, I wonder if we are saved from the plague only to perish in more. We have little love for Garland here, and news of them burning our homes travels fast. Without a chance does lost hope have against a force of plucked Almigian like a ripe peach. Fight or flee, we must make plans, yet few have ears to listen to me. They have too much to fear already, too many demons to slay every hour. Hey, you don't look like one of them church fellows, not that I'll turn you away, no, sir. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's coming to claim them, so off to the lick yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Gosh darn Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and sure as bells don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of the faces? Ah, never mind. Any road there's carnage here to haul the bodies to the lake yard, out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I've a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn. One is Droxia, the fairy kind. What happened to the big fella? I forget it. Just bring the next back and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain. You're rough. On ye, strong one. 4-in-1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest of them. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for your help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lichyard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. I sort of wish I could have carried the sliff myself. The fairy folk was a friend. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we hope we have begun to prepare your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Although we can perform rites for most assigns, there's one whom we cannot accept. We'd like you to return this one to her people, the Sliffs of Los Lace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family so that they may mourn her in accordance to Sliff traditions. That's what I thought. Well, I wanted to carry her. Thank you, Draco. Sometimes for what ails us in thinking we find relief in doing. The ministrations to exiles is one of the duties in the Church of Saint Adama La Dama. I pray that someday, with the grace of the gods, they may find again what they have lost. All right, so now off to Little Soleil. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Lost Lace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Neuraxia. But this one does not understand. Come, Azio. This one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One, awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Lace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. Not not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to Panalan on the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank praying ones. Tell praying ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking One to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would like to have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. Walking wants to buy this one's things. This one does not sell to just anyone. Do something good for these ones, and this one will think about it. Okay. Okay, that was weird sound. Oh, that sounds like R2D2. But I'm not in the world of Star Wars. Why do I get R2D2? We thank you for your service to the church and the Celeste. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred in the remaining science in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Draco. All right, Master Builder, I know who you are. I'm not imagining it, Draco. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I'm under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It'll only take a moment. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? Why did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father must hear of this. Will you tell him from me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you not notice any distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Corellian steel, which means the man who was watching Marcus was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the Imperial flames before more Imperials come. Do do do.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Sid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
What curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Begging your pardon, Draco, you wish to find his airship, yes? I know not much truth there is to it, but there was a tale of the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gaboo Wall of Alda. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Carithus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, like over Felgord Float, the closest settlement to Carithus. Mayhap the serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourselves. And Sid, Draco. Alright. To Falgard. Let us go. It'll be better when we don't have to teleport. We can just fly in an airship everywhere. Woohoo! But that's just a dream. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise. You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? Hey, I needn't refer to records. I know the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Carathis. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak to Votfort at Florento Spire. He was on duty that day, and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even though, should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell the machinery is fiendishly complex. You have come in search of Vartort? Well, then well met. You have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Karathas. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cotonay, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of the forces marched to meet the enemy in field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I had ever seen blitzed the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock and dismay as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. It was the Enterprise. Wasn't destroyed during the calamity. I'd wager it's still somewhere in Karathas. The astrologers at the observatorium may have records, which could help, but I obtained them. You would need to deal with the Ishgarians who control that region. I would expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. While Dalamon descend. They took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard to the plights of their nations. Needless, they may design to assist you. Should you prove yourself useful, consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered.
The freeze that came in the calamity's wake has rendered Corinthus an inhospitable. Many of the creatures that once made their homes there have been forced to migrate, lest they starve. Some arrive on our doorstep with naught else on their mind but feed. The worst of the beasts are the jackals. We've been spotted not far from this fire. Adventurer, we call upon your skill to dispatch these beasts before they make a meal of some unguarded traveler. This fit, begging your pardons, fetid dodo meat will serve admirably as bait.
That was all? Okay. I'm probably not going to get up as easily as I came down. Nope. Of course not. I would be silly to even think I would be able to get up as easily as I came down.
We must careful. This kind of situation would have been would not have arisen as a calamity came and made Krampus nigh uninhabitable. It's the local fauna. With that water hoarded in vaults of ice and the herbage held under the snow, the larger beasts have become positively in peril in their need to survive. Take heed if you head northbound, for know that you are riding into battle.
Then battle it shall be. Oh, no viewers anymore. Tried to entertain, tried to be nice. Excuse me, you can repeat that? You wish to offer the services uh, to House Erderma? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ah, how absurd. As if you would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observer return. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The holy see of Isgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Alone have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within these walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And wherein the bells is at night I sent out on patrol. He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have to do have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You'll know him by his uniform, that of House Trader, as is mine. I've heard much of your doings, and I think you the man for this task. To the west of Dismal Darkhold, 'twas meant to serve as the new keep of Lord Dismal, ever a friend of House Strider. But before the masons and carpenters could complete their work within the caves, hordes of void scent appeared and drove them out. In the years since, the creatures have consolidated their presence. As such, we officially petition your assistance in reclaiming the Darkhold. All arrangements have been made. You only need to give your assent. Speak with Sir Athlid at the ingress if you are with us, and she'll tell you what you need to know. I need to talk to you, Venture. I was down in the snow house keeping out of the wind when I heard whispers. I swear it on the lives of my chocobos. I couldn't see anyone in there, but I sure heard something. Go and see who 'twas else. I don't know how I slept tonight. I can't see as how I ought to care, but I saw a fellow out throwing snowballs at the snowmen. Why anyone engaged in such jeopardy in the cold, I can't rightly say. Went nut gathering and lost more'n he found in my guess. You better make sure that don't happen to you, lad. Not that I know precisely what happened, mind you. What's that? Me? Ask? I got my chocobos to see to. If Debicux wants to upend his head soup on snow, I can't see what business of mine it'd be. Yep, that's his name. Debicux. I don't know he sells things, goes places. Don't seem like the kind of life for me. Begging pardon? You want to see him? I reckon he's somewhere about. Walking softly, huh, Venture? Those around here think I'm winter drunk. I'll wager. Huh, never seen snow tossed before. The lazy by blows. Sitting your button in front of the poor fire too long, and soon you go nibbling white knuckles. You'll sleep the better for tossing snowballs without needing Lady Mead or Mr. Sal to sing a song of lullaby. What do you say, huh? Why not give it a try? It's as simple as you'd imagine. Just reach down, grab some of the powdery white, and throw. Help me for the Ruth of Halon, help me. My caravan. All are slain. Something huge and savage lunged out of the storm. The screams, you got to go and kill this sniveling thing. Kill it as it did my traveling companions. As long as monsters out there, every one of our butts will be hanging out in the wind. Look sharp, huh, Venture? As adept as you are with your steel, whatever it was, it seemed to be everywhere at once. Red murder wreathed in white storm. You learned the motion. How about we have ourselves some fun with it? Huh? Reach down into the powder and throw a goodly sized lump at me. Hard as you can. Though make sure you take aim first, huh? Much as I'd get a good laugh out of it, I doubt driven to here fancy a face full of snow. Oh, you've got an arm to write songs about. Bet that felt good, huh? Ah, cold hands, warm heart. That's the secret of long life. Really? There ain't much more to it. Just throw where there's snow underfoot. Of course, if you try to do the same on other kinds of grounds, you'll end up with a fistful of nothing, and there's no gain in that. Anyway, what I like to do is toss snowballs at snowmen. That way you can hurl them as hard as you fancy. Snowmen don't mind. They're just made of the same stuff, huh? Go on, give it a try. Throwing at a snowman right outside. Eleven is throwing. Should I eat? Maybe I eat. No, I know eat dummy throw like zero. Only become yummy if throw like hero. Aim is yummy, still not much to fear. Hero not here, throw to me again. Over we, finally, a throw of a hero. All yummy, no dummy. There's snow on my boots. I happy now. Snow tossed hero made. I tried. Need to sleep. Don't worry what they say. They call you crazy. Revolutionaries always get called crazy. There you are. You're at it a while. Nothing like a little hoarfrost on the nose, eh? Snowman talk to you, say? Don't see that. I rolled the thing myself, and it wasn't like I engaged a sniveling white mage. No, go lay down. A spell and don't go saying nothing to them inside. They'll figure you a winter drunk for sure. They might even put you in for leaking. Come by for another snow toss when you're feeling less fanciful. This darn winter can't last forever, but if it does, maybe I'll start a snow tossing tourney. See if I can make a gill or two. Alright. I'm going to end here for a little while. When we come back, we will see about the White Mischief, the Going for Gold, maybe, and the Fort of Fear. I know that the Unclaimed is up here, so we gotta be careful what we're doing. Plus, it looks like the Unending War is on the way to these two items. So we'll grab that, hit here, come down, and then come back. That way we'll do like 2 dungeons in a row. Come back and turn in quite a few things. Come up, grab some things while we go up there. But I've got dinner to finish, clothes to do, and go pick my son up from his mom's. So I'll see you after I have my dinner. We'll do a couple hours more, and then we'll end for the night. So thank you, and may the dragons watch and protect over you.